I think the one that Elton John wrote for that guy on Who's the Boss.
What song is that, Phoebes?
Hold me close, young Tony Danza.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 song lyrics that everyone gets wrong.
Hold me close up, Tiny Dancer.
For this list, we're looking at the most frequently butchered songs among music fans. Which wrong lyrics have you been singing all your life? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Kicking Your Can All Over the Place. We Will Rock You, Queen. Numerous fans sing this song as if the legendary Queen frontman has a vengeance against cats.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday.
As it turns out, Freddie Mercury wasn't encouraging people to do anything harsh towards animals in this iconic song. Instead, he was just promoting the good old-fashioned kicking of a can.
Kicking your can all over the place.
Modern audiences might still be confused about why that would make it into a song in the first place. But when you look back into history, Mercury was making a reference to a children's game that became popular during the era of the Great Depression. If anyone's still skeptical, they can look at how the lyrics perfectly tied to the previous lines about a boy playing in the street.
We will rock you. All right.
Number 9, And When We Done I Make 'Em Buy Me Balmain, Anaconda, Nicki Minaj. Unless you often talk about high-end French fashion brands, you probably don't often use the word Balmain in conversation.
Boy toy named Troy used to live in Detroit.
We mention this because how familiar you are with said brand probably indicates how likely you are to hear or mishear certain lyrics in Nicki Minaj's 2014 hit Anaconda. In one of the track's middle verses, Minaj talks about an energetic encounter with a man. Their steamy meeting ends with her making the guy buy Balmain.
And when we done, I make 'em buy me Balmain.
We don't blame anyone for thinking that Minaj just wants him to get Chinese food after their physical activity. The fact that she rhymes the line with romaine probably encourages listeners to think about food more and makes lo mein sound even more correct.
I got a big fat ass.
Number 8, Dirty Deeds and They're Done Dirt Cheap. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, AC/DC. 14 years before AC/DC released Thunderstruck, a number of fans heard an electrifying strike in 1976 in Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Rather than hearing the title of the song in the chorus, many thought Bon Scott or Brian Johnson screamed out Dirty Deeds and the Thunder Jeep. But the lyrics were actually about the guy being dirt cheap.
Just ring 362436. Hey, I need a lifeline.
Considering the song is about a hitman, it makes more sense that he is advertising his services as economically friendly. In this fictional take on that profession, price would be more important than the car he uses.
Dirty deeds, done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds, done dirt cheap.
Number 7, Gimme the Beat Boys and Free My Soul, Drift Away, Dobie Gray or Uncle Kracker. With their amazing vocal harmonies and California sound, throwing on a Beach Boys album is honestly a great way to free your soul and get lost in their genius and inventive rock and roll.
I'm feeling the strain. Ain't it a shame?
Or maybe that's just an excuse for a common mistake many have made. In the chorus of Drift Away, fans have sung Gimme the Beach Boys and Free My Soul for many years, whether they're listening to the original by Dobie Gray or the cover by Uncle Kracker. And honestly, that take on the lyrics definitely fits in this mellow song.
Give me the Beat Boys and free my soul.
But the actual lyrics are Gimme the Beat Boys and Free My Soul. Even hardcore Beach Boys fans have to admit that the real lyrics perfectly float into Drift Away's melody.
Gonna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away.
Number 6, Hold Me Tighter Than My Dairy-On Jeans. Single ladies, put a ring on it. Beyoncé. No one's getting the chorus wrong on this one.
Now put your hands up in the club, just broke up, I'm doing my own little thing.
Not only is Put a Ring on It part of the extended title of the song, but the expression itself exploded within pop culture thanks to Beyoncé. Although many of us are familiar with putting a ring on it, not everyone has kept up with the Dairy-On clothing brand.
I got gloss on my lips, a man on my hips, and me tighter than my Dairy-On jeans.
This is why lyrics about the pants have been misheard as Hold Me Tighter Than My Very Own Jeans. However, this phrase isn't as wrong as it looks. Darion is a clothing line started by Beyoncé and her mother. So, in a way, they are her very own jeans. Number 5. I Bless the Rains Down in Africa. Africa, Toto. We're willing to bet that around 90% of music fans have belted Toto's Africa at some point in their lives.
I hear the drums echoing tonight.
But the statistic that might be harder to measure is how many of them know what happens with the rain in that song. Over the years, a good number of people thought that Toto sang I Miss the Rains Down in Africa, and even 100 men might not be able to ever drag them away from those lyrics.
There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do.
But there's a very simple fix here. All you need to do is replace miss with bless, and you're good to go.
I miss the rains down in Africa.
And just in case you thought you've heard it differently elsewhere, we can tell you that it's still bless in the Weezer version as well. Number 4. Been through some bad I should be a sad bitch. 7 Rings, Ariana Grande. Were Ariana Grande, or anyone else for that matter, actually to go through bat feces, there's a possibility that they would emerge with a lung infection known as histoplasmosis.
Breakfast at Tiffany's and bottles of bubbles. Girls with tattoos who like getting in trouble.
Whether that's savage or not, we're not here to judge. We're just here to inform you that Grande isn't singing about walking through bat guano.
Been through some bad shit, I should be a savage. Who would've thought it turned me to a savage?
And it doesn't take Ace Ventura to figure out what the lyrics actually are either. The poop she's been through is bad, and it should have made her sad. While this pair of lyrics isn't exactly as clean as the average Dr. Seuss rhyme, it's just as catchy.
You like my hair? She thinks, just put it.
Number 3, Here We Are Now, Entertain Us. Smells Like Teen Spirit, Nirvana. Nirvana's monster hit song Smells Like Teen Spirit has often been called an anthem for apathetic kids. But it's not usually seen as promoting being crammed into tiny spaces. The latter might have been appropriate had the lyrics of the song actually been Here We Are Now in containers. But given that Kurt Cobain sings Here We Are Now, Entertain Us, the apathy tag makes more sense. The line prior to that one is also often misheard. Many have sung With the Lights Out, It's Las Vegas. However, Cobain actually says With the Lights Out, it's less dangerous. Number 2, Exit Light, Enter Night, Enter Sandman, Metallica. The idea of the Sandman would surely not be as scary if part of his deal was that he brought you eggs and light before taking you off into the world of dreams. But alas, that was not the thematic idea that Metallica was going for on the lead single off their 1991 self-titled album. Additionally, the idea of James Hetfield singing Eggs and Light End All Nights isn't very heavy metal. But a Wordfinder survey found that 70% of the people misheard those Enter Sandman lyrics. That leaves a stunningly low 30% of people who recognize Exit Light, Enter Night as the actual lyrics. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, I Can't Hide, I Wanna Hold Your Hand, The Beatles. When Bob Dylan first met the Beatles, he was surprised to learn that none of them had ever smoked marijuana at the time.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something. I think you'll understand.
Why did that surprise him, you ask? Well, he, like many other people, had been listening to the band's mega smash hit song, I Wanna Hold Your Hand. Dylan was sure that John Lennon and Paul McCartney were singing I Get High in the post-chorus verse. Since the song is about holding hands, it did seem a little odd to mention a recreational smoking activity.
I got high.
Even even though we know the proper lyrics, it's pretty hard not to hear I Get High when the guys sing I Can't Hide in this Beatles classic. I get high, I get high. It slaps, I don't know. Yeah, you. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. Moving on.